Dr. James Delton Jackson. I'm with Kingdom Alliance Ministry worldwide. Today, we're going to be talking from my first book. And as you see, we're going to be talking about clear picture thinking. Having thinking the right way. As we look at some of these things, I love to use the wisdom from the past. And Stephen R. Covey, he wrote, "Live out your imagination, not your history." I love that saying. We live out of our imagination and not history. That being the case, what do you focus on? Because in order to have a clear picture of where you're going, you need to have something that you're focusing on. That something could be something to do, something to obtain, something you want to do for yourself, but it should be something that you want to do for a lifetime. Something that you want to do for a lifetime. Yes, you have your short-term goals, but it should be in line with your long-term goals and your medium-term goals. See, there's certain things that you're using in your life for the simple purpose that those things that you're using in your life, you're using for the purpose of maintaining the life that you plan on living for the rest of your life. You see, sometimes we think that a lot of people that obtain success, they obtain that success by just being lucky, being in the right place at the right time. That's the only way they obtain luck. My definition for luck is learn, understanding, complete knowledge of you. That's when you're lucky. Learn, understanding, complete knowledge of you. One thing, for example, the Bible even says, amen, the Bible talks about, and all of your getting, come on, and all of your getting, we got to get understanding. Amen. We got to do what? Get understanding. For example, I'm going to read to you. The Bible says, in Proverbs 1, the Proverbs of Solomon, the son of God, the son of David, king of Israel. To know wisdom and instruction is pursuing the word of understanding. To have, watch this, what it says, to know knowledge and instructions. To know knowledge and instruction. It's not saying you need to get acquainted with it. It's not saying be aware of it. When you get knowledge, knowledge helps you bring understanding of it. See, the one thing that says, if you get knowledge, you get understanding. And all you're getting, you get understanding. You see, some people just want to have knowledge of it. Oh, I know how that works, but you don't understand it. Because even though you can have a knowledge of how something works, it's good to have an understanding of how it works. Well, sometimes it takes experience to help you to get the knowledge and the understanding of how it works. Okay? Sometimes it may be becoming, getting the knowledge that has been passed on through books, through shape. So you have to get that knowledge just through studying. Okay? So if you just try to get the knowledge with just experience, it don't teach you the, watch this, it don't teach you the laws and order. Okay? A lot of the written information, even about what you want, it teaches you the laws and order of how it works. So now by applying the laws and order, by getting some experience with law and order, then you're going to be successful. There's a lot of people that just believe the only thing they got to have is a physical experience. But have you noticed that people that have experience can only go so far? Why? Okay, you know how to do that. We're going to let you do that. That's all we're going to let you do. We're going to let you do that. But see, the thing is that by doing that, you're learning by getting that hands-on experience. You're learning by laboring. Okay? You're learning by laboring. Now you need to get the management of the knowledge. Watch this. Get the management of the knowledge of what? The knowledge of, you need to get the knowledge of wisdom and understanding. Knowledge of wisdom and understanding. Why? If I know how somebody else made it work, and I can put my experience with the knowledge, now I have the law and order. I know how to work it from the ground up. I just don't know how to get the harvest, but I know how to plant the right seeds to get the harvest. Now you become more valuable because you have the knowledge of how the seed needs to progress, how to go through the process. You see, just by learning one part of the process may make you valuable to that part of the process. But some people, that's good enough. They're valuable to this one process. But the most valuable thing to you is to learn how the process works and where are you in the whole picture. See, and every job, every person has, watch this, only a part of the process of the complete success of something. Only one part of the process. Now watch this. The one that works, the complete, how it's supposed to be completely successful. But he may not know, that's it, how to do what he wants. So he understands the important part is not knowing how to do, it's knowing what you want. And by knowing what I want, I know what it is that I need. And by talking to other people with experience, that's why the person who desires something go to a contractor. Why? Because even though I have, watch this, I have the vision and the desire to maintain this thing, I cannot do what? I cannot by any way go out and just do it all myself. So I bring in a contractor. Contractor comes in, he said, oh, I know what you need. You need blueprints. Well, you know how to do blueprints. Okay. You need blueprints. Contractor would come in, set up some blueprints on everything you want. Now watch this. He said, well, I'm going to go ahead and do everything I want to do. And you can't do everything you want to do. Why? There's certain codes and there's certain restrictions that you have to have and that you have to do in the process of getting everything. So when a contractor comes out and he has the blueprint. And he knows the process from building from the ground up. He don't put the building up then call in all these electricians. He don't put the building up and call in the plumbers. Okay? There's certain times that he called in each one during the process of the building. When they get ready to lay the foundation, when they lay the foundation, they may call in some of the plumbers and the electricians. Why? Because there's certain things that have to be put underground. And so, watch this. Even though he's a contractor, he may not know how to do plumbing. Even though he's a contractor, he may not know how to do electricity. So what do? He go hire people that know how to do electricity. He go hire people that knows how to do the plumbing. So what I'm trying to get you to understand, it's part of the process of having clear thinking. Yes, I want to do it, but this building is going to take more than just wanting to do it. It's going to take a process of bringing in the right people to help me get it done. You say, as a manager, you can't see getting all this stuff done yourself. You got to see that it's your job to have the full picture. It's their job. If the electrician thought that his job was the most important job, okay, and getting everything done, he said, I'm going to control everybody. So can't nobody do nothing about me. Well, his job is very important. But understand, his job is only a part. The plumber who could think that his job was most important, he's only doing a part. So what is he doing? He's doing his part to what? To get it done. You say their work, like this, their knowledge and understanding is like rain. It comes in and causes things to grow. Their knowledge and understanding of how to do their labor is like rain. It come in and it causes a project to grow. That's why one of my favorite verses in the Bible is Genesis 2:5. What Genesis 2:5 talks about is that it talks about what God said. He did not allow it to rain on the earth. And the reason he didn't allow it to rain on the earth because there was no man to till the soil. The rain had no man to till. His tilling is his labor or his work. First, you have to have somebody who works. See, work and labor is very different. You got to have a clear understanding of that. Have a clear picture of what it is that you want to do. Labor and work are two different things. Understand, have a clear picture that what you go and physically do, put your hands onto to get it done is called labor. Come on, understand, work is how you believe, okay, to achieve. Your work is how you believe to achieve in the way of managing the things around you. How you believe to achieve, how to manage the things around you. Okay? As you look at how you want to get something done, you're managing that. Because that's why the word says you have to count the cost. Why? Okay, what are you going to need? Now, who will start a project? You're going to count the cost. What are you going to need? Who you going to need? What you going to need? It's counting the cost because of what it is that you want to get done. That's the work, counting the cost. The labor is just laying it down on the ground. The labor is laying it down on the ground. Now, as we have that clear picture of labor just being what you physically know how to do to lay it down on the ground. Work, on the other hand, okay, is what you believe to achieve, what you believe to achieve to bring success at what you need. Glory be to God. So, as we go on to look, he said, to know wisdom and instructions. Now, here's the thing. The reason that you get instruction for what you do is so you can better do what you do. If you're going to try and do what you do without instructions, you either get left behind because you don't learn the new knowledge. You know, in today's world, if a person graduates from college in 5 years, his job is no longer conceived or believed to be any way. Why? Because 5 years of knowledge change. So unless that person have continuous education, okay, we have to have continual education. Then what we're looking at is that by getting continuous education, meaning learning more about the new things that's going to be continued. But when you consider that in 5 years, most of what people know is obsolete, we don't need to know why there's something new on the horizon. And if you don't know how to operate the new stuff, because there might be quite a bit of old stuff out there, but when they replace all that new stuff with new stuff, come on. So what it is that we have to understand. You have to keep yourself in a process. When the process of continual learning to keep wisdom and knowledge by getting instruction because you don't know it all. Just like there's nobody on earth that knows it all. God has only given us partial knowledge to what we can do and what we can obtain. No one person knows it all. He may think that because he knows quite a bit about what he do, he knows it all. He may only know, but he may know quite a bit to what he do, but that's not all. You see, there's a connection to what you do and somebody else do in the same organization, same company. You only have a part. Your job is only a part. It's not everything. Just like the car. Car is not everything. It's made of parts. Car ain't nothing but parts. You see, a building ain't nothing but parts. Just like everything we look at that's man-made is parts. They use more than one thing to put it together. It's parts. That being the case, you got to understand that what you do is only a part. Now you have to get wisdom and knowledge about your part. And remember, you got to get instructions about the continual education about parts. There's always new stuff coming in the market. So if you learned 5 years ago about the old stuff was coming into market. Now there's new stuff coming into market. What you have to do, you have to learn. There's always a new product coming out. What you gotta do, you want to learn. So if you don't want to learn, then guess what? Get yourself, try to get yourself in a position that you can do what? Use your knowledge and understanding of the knowledge and understanding that you have to work on a certain like research. Okay? Like I'm not doctors, so they have to keep themselves up on the knowledge and understanding. Most doctors are successful in treating their patients, have knowledge and understanding. I don't. This what went on 50 years ago. What? Excuse me. Not only about what went on 50 years ago, also about what's going on now. Why? Because all this is in reference to what? Clear picture thinking. All right? Verse 3 says, to receive the instruction of wisdom, justice, judgment, and equality. I give prudence to the simple, to the young man knowledge and discretion. A wise man will hear and increase learning. A wise man may increase and add learning. Okay. What's a wise man? What's a wise man? What is it to be wise? You know, people have knowledge. What they say, people are wise. You know how sometimes they say that boy was wise. Why was he wise? Or that person was wise to do that. What made it wise to do that? Come on. The first thing about wise is to have a plan. To have knowledge of how to operate. When you get wisdom, you get knowledge of how to operate. And when somebody said that boy was playing, they didn't have the knowledge that they had to operate, but they had knowledge to operate in the situation. You see, we think that all that was lucky not had knowledge with understanding to operate in the situation. You see, what wisdom, what is wisdom? The word wise is to have a plan to operate. The word dumb, D-O-M, it means in this place. So wisdom is to have the knowledge and understanding to operate in this place. Wisdom and understanding to operate in this place. That's why it's God's kingdom. God's wisdom and knowledge operating in the place. Come on. His wisdom and his knowledge is operating in the place. What do you mean? His knowledge and understanding is operating his wisdom in that place. He knows things you don't know. So that's why when we read the God, read the Bible, we're getting understanding we don't know. Because God's wisdom operates in that place. And as his wisdom operates in that place, we see, watch this, we see knowledge, we see understanding. What do we see? We see what we have. Where? Now. And how, I say, we come in with a plan. You see, some people think about how to organize to come in certain places with a plan. come in certain places with a plan. Now, they come into place, or they come into place, but with a plan, they learn how to manage the things around. You see, if you just know how to labor at what you do, sometimes someone can come in with wisdom, but their wisdom that has knowledge and understand. They may have knowledge and understand how the complete thing works, and you don't have knowledge and understand how the part thing works. What they come in to do is explain and use the process of knowing how the whole thing works and what this part's supposed to do with this part. See, all you know is your part. And they come in and say, man, you know that wisdom, knowledge and wisdom, knowledge and understanding. All right? Now, for my book, I'm going to give you a few things about this. Is the first book I wrote. Can you see that? This is the first book I wrote. Okay? It's called The Thoughts You Think Make All the Difference in the World. The thoughts you think make all the difference in the world. It says every road leads somewhere, and so does every thought lead somewhere. All right? And today, I'm talking to you about clear picture thinking. And number one, it says, when you make a thought a reality, because you see, everything that you do begins with a thought. It don't begin physically, it begins with a thought, spiritually. All right? Spiritually and soulfully. World, people of the world, you say, well, they have that same spirit. No. You have to understand, remember, when God created us, He had what? He created us. When God found the man, He created and said, God made Adam first, He made him a what? A body. Okay? Coming from the dust of the earth, He made the body. And then He breathed in him a soul. Now, that's not the Spirit of God that He breathed into him, but a soul that He breathed into him. Notice it said, when God breathed into the body, it said, the man became a living soul. So our body cannot live without soul. But the soul is capable of interpreting a thought. Your soul is capable of what? Your soul is incapable of your soul is capable of translating a thought. Now, when you take that thought, what do you do with it? You have a choice of what do you do with that thought. Your choices, your belief. There's a couple of things here. Your choice, your belief, your will is all in your soul. Your choice, your will, and belief are all in your soul. So, now watch this. You don't have a spirit. God did not bring Adam into existence with a spirit. Didn't say that. God did not bring Adam into existence with a spirit. The Bible does not say that. He said he brought him into existence with a living, as a living soul. He breathed into the man and he put him a living soul. He did not put his spirit. Okay? Since he didn't put his spirit, now man has a soul that can interpret thought from God to him. He could interpret thought. Now watch this. Remember Genesis 1:26. God said, let us make. And make is to put together. He didn't say, let him be made. And that's what a lot of people, that's how a lot of people interpret that we all made in the image of God. We're not. When we come into existence, we're not made into the image of God. We're soul. As a baby, you are a soul with a body. Now watch this. Then you start interpreting the spirit that's around you. Now, how did God get his spirit into you? How did God begin to get his spirit into you? You notice that the next thing that you see, God communicating with Adam. And as you see God communicating with Adam, that's how he got his spirit into him. By what he communicated. He said, let us make man. Now, how you going to make man as he was? God is a spirit. So God, how you going to make man on earth in a physical body with a soul like a spirit? Come on. So what you do, you share the spirit that's with you or on you. You share. You share your spirit. You know this. What did Jesus say about that? Now Jesus said, I only do what I see my Father do. Come on. In John 6:63, Jesus said, every word I speak is spirit. How many? Every word. So every word he spoke, because he being like his Father, if every word he spoke to the spirit, then when God speaks, what is he speaking? He's speaking spirit. Now, because God speaks, come on, releases a spirit. What does that mean to you? Remember, you still have a choice of what you're going to do with that spirit. You have a will for what you're going to do with that spirit. Come on. You have, my God, you have all those things that's in your soul. I give you all of it, I just give you a few of them. But you have all those things that's in your soul that God has given you to use here in the earth. I wish I had a little bit more time. But God gave you got a clear picture of this. He gave you. Remember, he's given you a choice. Come on. To use. Watch this. He allowing you, nobody but you, to believe what you receive. Now watch this. How do you connect one spirit from another spirit? There's only one way to do it. What you believe. Remember, Jesus said this, John 1:12. For as many as believe, they what? They gotta believe. For men as believe God, He gives them the right to become children of God. Come on. It's what? Notice John 3:16. For God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son. For what reason? That them that believe never perish and have everlasting life. So in order to get what God sends you, you got to receive it by what you believe. You got to receive it by what you believe. I want you to have a clear picture of that. What God sends you, He sends you a word. You got to receive it by what you believe. Come on. You think that you receive it by what you do. But you receive it by what you believe. Come on. If you notice how God always, watch this, give you a choice. He don't force it on you. Your belief is a choice. Watch this. What if God sends you something and you don't believe? You disbelieve. Think that make God mad? No. You just can't get it. When Jesus went back to Nazareth, place he born and grew up, the fame of him had already been out of all the healing, all the miracles. Then when he showed up. But when he got back to Nazareth, what could he do? Nothing. Because it was the power of disbelief. Watch this. That's why your family and some of your friends may be the hardest people to believe who you are and what God has called you to be. Can't be hard for who you are and what God called you. Why? Because they can't believe it. Why? I know you. Man, I've been out there in the streets with you. I've been in some battles with you. I was there when certain things was done. Hey, you know what we did? So how you going to tell me God chose to use you? Okay? And see, sometimes, see, they say God won't choose people like you. Not for all you done. But the thing is, God do choose people like you. You see, God chooses messed up people to work with. Who in the Bible wasn't messed up that God would chose to work with? Abraham was a liar. Come on. I mean, look at Isaac. He lied also. Joseph, his son Jacob was a deceiver. Come on. You see, when you look at the people like Moses, he was a killer. Yeah, he was a murderer. Look at David. He committed adultery and he committed murder. And this was after he had known God for a while. This wasn't nowhere near before he got operating with God, knowing the blessing of God was on his life. It was after that. Come on. You see, we seem to think that some of the people that God used was more holier than thou. They wasn't. Okay? They were ordinary people who did what the ordinary thing. I know a lot of people talk about Isaiah, but the word I get on Isaiah, he had a tongue, an unclean tongue. I would curse you one minute and the next. cuss you out. But see, what I'm trying to show you here, because you get a good picture, God chooses who He is. And you see, when people used to come up to me, people that I know, you say, man, you remember we used to do this, this, do that. I say, yeah, but guess what? I ain't doing that now. I don't believe those same things that I believe back then. I believe something completely different now. Come on. You see, sometimes the enemy want to throw stuff that you used to do as a stumbling block. Instead, it should be a stepping stone. You're right, I did do that. Now look what God does for me now. A stepping stone. I did do that, but look what God does for me now. See, that should make you feel good. What God has done for you now. Amen. So, number one, when you make a thought a reality, and a thought, watch this, can come to you from God. The Holy Spirit can release a thought to you. He will teach, release a thought to you. But on the other hand, because you have a will, a choice, and a belief, the devil can send you a thought. You receive thoughts from other people. You still got to choose to believe. You have the will to choose to believe. Whether you believe them, whether you're going to believe God, or whether you believe the information that comes after what they say. How you decide to seek the truth. Come on. You see, it's almost like a buffet. The thoughts are put there, but it's up to you whether you grab onto them or not. It's up to you whether you believe it or not. Come on. It's like watching TV. A lot of people say, oh, rapping is fake. Most of the, watch this, most of the programs that come on are fake. Even your soap operas are fake. But you want to respond to them like they're real. Okay? Now, watch this. Even the news. Come on. They would twist the news to make it sound one way when it's not. Come on. They make it sound one way when it's not. But there again, like I say, it's made clear. You make a thought a reality when you have a clear plan of you with the things you hope for. You hope for them things. So what you do, you grab that thought, you grab a desire, and you want to make it what? Make it a reality. And when you grab that thing and you want to make it reality, is it good or bad? It depends on what reality you choose. Okay? It depends on what reality you choose. And if you choose a reality, I says, if you choose a reality, okay, that was from the bad side, it does the same thing, the same effect. You believe that the same thing on something bad as something good. Like Mike Murdoch say, some people say, well, God, He don't want to give us no money. He don't want that because He know that make us turn, go to the bad side. He said, He only gives it to people that He thinks deserve it. Mike Murdoch said, well, do you think that the mafia is doing enough for God to make Him want to give them all the money? You see, how did they get all that money? the process of how they believe. Now watch this. After they believe, they begin to organize. So it's a process. It's a principle that they put in place. Who does principle work for? The ones that put them in place and use them. Come on. So what do? They put into place the principles. Oh, excuse me. They put in the principles. Excuse me. I'm sorry. But they put into place the principles that already work in the earth. So they organize it so that they can get money a certain way. They don't just not go out there and do it, but they organize how they do it. It works because of the organizational principle. Most believers don't want to organize what they believe. If I believe something, here's how most believers think. If I believe something, all I got to do is just hold up my hand and wait for God to give it to me. Come on. Instead of understanding the principle, come on, what? The principle of making a thought a reality and the process of putting it into place where it becomes a reality in your life. Come on. How can you organize that to do that? Instead of just waiting somebody to do what you. But he gave you what you need, which was a thought and a desire. Now, for you to bring into the earth, to make it a reality in the earth, you need to make it a reality where? In the earth. So you think about that as being, I say, everything that you see around you, even this what I'm speaking on, has been man-made. But it didn't come from a bunch of willy-nilly. It comes from someone putting a process of how to build it and then get it built and make a reality in the place. And then what they do? Multiply. That's what the word calls it. He calls you multiply. How you multiply? You keep doing it over and over again. Come on. How many of you have to be successful with? You only need one. Come on. You need to only sell one. Watch this. Every computer is but one computer. So if there's a billion computers out there, there's not a billion computers out there. There's a billion one computers out there. See, when you clump them all together, then you see them as what? Well, they are the same thing in one power. That's what they come up to. But the reality is that each one is but one. So if each one is but one, and you got a billion ones. So like I say, you create one, and then you get a billion one. What do you mean? The first one helps you to get the next one, that helps you get the next one, that helps you get the next one. Come on. See, you think, oh, I'm trying to get a billion. I want to get a million. I want to get 100. All of them come the same way. They don't come two at a time. They come one at a time. That's all it is. It just takes one. And the one turn into another one. And when you think about it like that, you understand. If you're in an MLM business, you just got to get one. Why? Because that's all you do, one at a time. Because each of them, they're but one. Number two, since you're going to chime that, you must have a clear picture of who you want to be. Do you know who you want to be? Do you have a clear picture of who you want to be? Or do you have a clear picture of just what you want to do? Come on. You got to have a clear picture of who you want to be to help you do what you do. You know, you got to have a clear picture of who you want to be. You are not a person of what you do. You're not a person of what you do. Okay? What you do, what I'm saying, what you do don't make you. But the person who you are, that's who makes you. The person who you are can make what you do what it do because of who you are. That thing that you do don't make you. But the person who you are will. That's why I believe the statement that if I can do it, anybody can do it. I don't believe that. And the reason I don't believe that, if you are not a person, come on, that has the will and desire to get that done, you ain't gonna do it. If you don't want that particular thing, you ain't gonna do it. You might want the end result, but you don't want the process. So you're not gonna do it. So many times we see people who say they want to do it, but they don't want to put in the time and effort to get it done. Okay? Well, say if they can do it, I can do it. No, not necessarily. If they can do it, you got to have the will, the desire, the want to do it. And if you put your belief, your choice, and your will into it, you'll get it done. But you can believe it, but not choose to do it. An example of myself, I wanted to play drums. When I was in high school, I wanted to play drums. Matter of fact, I got in the band, I was learning how to play drums. And then I had a conflict. Play football, play the band. So guess what it was? I let the football become what I want. So I had to let the band go. So when I started playing football, do you think that I started trying to hang on the drums? No, because I couldn't do them at the same time. So if I had to make a choice, I left the band alone. Still wanted to do it, didn't have the time to do it, and wasn't willing to put in the effort to do it because of the conflict on something else. So you see, you choose what you want to do. Yeah, it may cost you, but guess what? You know, that's why when you know who you are, you know that what you're working for is not who you are. But who you are will cause you to work for what you want. And when people start saying that you are a certain thing, them things don't make you. Your title, your position, they don't make you. Come on. I'm a doctor, right? Does a doctor make me who I am? No. Doctor don't make me who I am. But who I am became a doctor. Very big difference. Come on. If doctor made me who I am, what was I before I became? If football would have made me who I am, what was I before I became a football player? Come on. If basketball was who I before I began to play basketball? See, you gotta ask your question, who are you before you do what you do? Okay? And the things that come with what you do don't make you who you are, but it's a test to make you, to show yourself for who you are. Don't make me who I am. But if you get caught up, and sometimes people get caught up in thinking that, oh, I'm a bishop. So that's like that makes them special because I'm a bishop. We should, even as a bishop, we should be serving more than anyone else in your church. You should be performing the service more. Why? Because how you get the more service that's required of you. Come on. See? Now, why? You have to manage things, even manage other people. So how you serve them will be according to how they serve other people. But you are in service. But does that make you who you are? Who you are made you a bishop. But the bishop don't make you. The bishop don't make you. It just puts you in a position that you can show you who you are under our umbrella. Amen? Now, number 3. I guess number 2 is that you have a very clear picture of who you are. Number 3, you should have a very clear picture of what you want to do. Know that if you know who you are, you know what you want to do. You see, I remember choosing to do something, watch this, because I was trying to follow someone else. So they made a choice and I made the same choice. But the choice that they made, after thinking about it for a while, wait a minute, I shouldn't have made that choice. And that was my cousin. My cousin was we played football freshman year when I played the team. He was a sophomore. He said, man, I'm going to quit. I can't take this. So guess what? My cousin, who was a cousin, he's going to quit. I'm going to quit. Must be something wrong. So he quit. About 2 days later, I said, my mother, I don't want to quit. I want to keep playing. She said, we know. So you're going to go back. Why? Because I don't want you starting and stopping something and think that that's all right. You started, you should have stayed with me, but since you quit, she said, I don't want you starting and quitting whatever you start. There's always consequences of starting and quitting. So I didn't get to play football. Okay? It wasn't until I was a junior, coach came out and asked my mother, both the head coach and the assistant head coach came out and talked to my mother about me playing football. And they was saying the potential that they thought I had to play football. And her main concern was that her baby was going to get hurt. Okay? Her baby was going to get hurt. Okay? And they couldn't promise nobody that, we promise you we won't get hurt. We just promise you have an opportunity to introduce to play football. And maybe even to, go for it again. So I played football my junior year. I did real well, but I did get hurt. Okay? I did get hurt. And then, after I got hurt, my mom, but it was just one of those things. Got my ring finger broke in 3 places. Had to put screws in it to get it over the back again. Okay, so I got hurt, but guess what? I still came back. Got hurt, missed part of my basketball season, came back and got my basketball season in, and then the next year I played. Okay? And I was playing pretty good. I was playing what they call a monster back. And I was a middle linebacker. And all I could do on all my assignment was to find the ball, get to the ball. Okay? And I could almost line up anywhere on the field I wanted to get the ball. Well, end of that season, one of the basketball season, and the thing was, I did good. At the end of the year, I had become an All-American basketball player, and an All-American football player. Okay? Because my mom gave me a chance to do what she was afraid I would do. All right? But I had a clear picture of what I wanted to do. That picture came from when I was young, even in the fourth grade. The teacher asked me, what you want to do. I said, I want to be a professional baseball player, or a professional football player, or professional basketball player. I knew what it was that I wanted to do. And so she said, well, that's good, but you probably need to choose something else. There's a million of little boys out there doing the same thing. I said, yeah, but that's what I want. See, having that desire for me. And so I remember going to the 8th grade, and school's the 2nd grade again. And we get ready to go to the 9th grade and talk to the head coach. He said, as long as you here, you will never play for me. Wow. I was like, never play any sports for you. Then the schools got integrated, and one of the teachers, matter of fact, it was the head football coach. He was asking me to come out and play football. But since my cousin had said, yeah, I said, I'll come out and play football. And when I quit, he came talk to me, and that's why I wanted to go back. Said no. My mom said no. But it wasn't for him believing in me. Another coach was going to let me go. What he did to build a relationship with me. Now, when I would play basketball, first time I played basketball, I got beat under the ball. But then I went and he put me on his basketball team. I'm stumbling over the painting lines. But guess what? You see, that's what happens when you have somebody who believes in you and helps you believe in yourself. He kept working with me. Footwork, basketball, shot, a lot of things. Okay? So at the end of that sophomore year, the next year, I become one of the starting players. So I had an excellent season. Next year, I got moved to varsity. Okay? And when I got moved to varsity, I had actually all because this coach believed in me. Okay? And then I was a senior, and as I told you, I became All-American. And so I was one of the first All-Americans other coaches ever had that didn't believe in me. Having someone to believe in you, and then having you believe in yourself, then you know what you want to do. I want to go to college. A lot of people say, well, you're not smart enough for college. I said, but I want to go to college so I can be on TV. I don't play college football so I can be on TV. Okay? And so the next opportunity I got was to go to prep school. Went to prep school. What happened once I went to prep? Like I said, clear vision. I went to prep school. Once I got to prep school, I got to be sent by colleges all over the nation. Come on. And I had a real good football season that year. Basketball. So what happened is that I got a opportunity from several different schools to be a football player. So, what did I do? What I did was chose the school that I wanted to be. And the school chose to be University of Kansas. Why? They had excellent academics and they were one of the best football conferences in the United States, and they had one of the best basketball teams. Always in the United States. And I look at it, if I'm going to play, I need to play against some of the best people in college football. So it gave me an opportunity to play against what? Because watch this, you must have a clear picture of what you want to do. And I knew what I wanted to do. Okay, the next one is, you must have a clear picture of you completing the details of the process. In other words, part of your clear picture is understanding, have a clear picture. Yes, you're going to have to go through something. You're going to have to go through workouts. You're going to have to go through training. You're going to have to go physical. You're going to have to do cardiovascular. You're going to have to do a lot of things. You're even going to have to give up some things that you're looking to work with. Why? Because you have a clear picture of what you want to do. You have a clear picture of what you want to go. You have a clear picture is that what you must do in order to maintain where you go. You must have a clear picture of you doing the thing 1 second at a time. See, you can't think that I'm afraid of playing a game on Saturday. You gotta look at how you play on Saturday is not what you do on Saturday. How you play on Saturday is what you do now before Saturday. How you prepare yourself now before Saturday. You gotta have a clear picture of that. Or whenever your game is, what you do before the game will determine how you go through the game. However you prepare before the game. All right? Number 6 is, you must have a clear picture of where you're going. What are you working for? You see, when I was working, because I knew what I wanted and what I wanted to go to college, I got awards for being the bestest football player, basketball player, just some awards for doing some things, because what I was working toward wasn't to get the trophies, or wasn't to get the award, but they came along with it because I did what? I prepared myself to do what I do and do it well. You get rewarded, you get awarded, not because you plan or say, what must I do to get this award? No, you got to be the best that you can be. And that will determine what reward you get. Other people see it. Number 7, you must have a clear picture of the details you complete and progress. Now, you got to have a clear picture and know what you've been through and where you're going to. You got to know, yeah, I've been through some of that stuff, but it's to get me to where I'm going to. You got to have okay, yes, I did go through that. It's important that you realize what you went through. The hard work, okay? The time spent in the gym, the time practice. Because, see, most people will see you and they see you perform and they think that you was born with that. They think that you was just so gifted that you didn't have to do any I said, you didn't have to do anything to prepare yourself. It just came to you. You were just born with it. But what about the practice? They don't think you prepared yourself in any way to receive what you got. What about working out? They don't consider you preparing yourself for what it is that you want. They don't consider you preparing yourself for what you do. What are they considering? They just considering what you did right now, much as just came to you right now. All the preparations that you did. My son James, okay, he was in the 7th grade, even 8th grade. And the thing was that a lot of people thought he was older than a 7th grader, the 12 and 13. They thought he was older. Why did they think he was older? At that age, he had already started practicing with the 4th best junior college team in the nation. They had 9 players and they always needed one more. Since I worked at the gym, he was what? He was already there. So a lot of times they would use him, guess what? To work. When it first started out, he was a little slower, but by maintaining and working with them, he learned that he could speed up and do things at that same level. Why? Because he would prepare himself to play at that level. So when people seen him at 12 and 13, and him playing the way he played, they thought, man, this kid just must be good. But see, I knew the things that he prepared himself for with. Preparing himself, running the full speed with the best junior college team, one of the best junior college teams in the nation. He prepared himself by doing things that most other people didn't think about. He prepared himself, watch this, through practice. He prepared himself to his Uncle David, who was one time a professional basketball player. He prepared himself not only by physical play, but also by studying of the game. And so, yes, it seemed like he knew more or he was further ahead than it's supposed to be. Because what? Because he had a clear picture of what he wanted to do. And senior and Oscar should have been the best football player in his state he was living in. State of Kansas. He was that good. Clear focus. Clear picture. Man, well, man. Number 8, you got to keep a clear picture of what you're doing and keep learning on a daily basis. You don't get where you are unless self-daily. Look at the biggest tree around you. And if you find the small, guess what? It's both the same process. That big old tree, a little bit every day. That little old tree is going a little bit every day. You see, you looking at something now that you think so magnificent, but the process was growing a little bit every day. The process of you becoming what you want to be and who you want to be is growing a little bit every day. You don't become who you are in one day. It's a little bit that you do every day. Look at yourself and see, watch this, what do you focus on every day? Why? Because that's what you grow toward. You grow toward. Watch this. What would a tree focus on every day? And just like that tree focus on. You know what its focus is? To produce fruit. So it's growing to produce the fruit that it produces. And so as we see a tree, we understand its job is to produce fruit. Not leaves, but fruits. Leaves are part of the process of it going to growing the fruit. You got to understand. And what your endeavor is, you need to grow a little bit every day. That will determine how big you become. You see, those who study, who do something once a week, they would not be, I said, at the same stage of those who do something once a day. You become and acknowledge the thing that you do. But it's what's inside you that makes you who you are. You never see an apple tree trying to produce watermelon. Just don't have it inside it. But it is have other apples, produce other apples. Why? That's what's inside. Number 9, the clear picture shows you where you are going to need help to be a help. A clear picture of who you are, let me say it here, a clear picture of who you are helps you to see you need help to be a help. See, we talk about a doctor, say a surgeon. Can't be a surgeon just by graduating from high school. He knows he's going to need what? Need help. So he goes to college for 4 years. Now he's I got to go to medical school. Why? That's the help that I need so I can be a help to you. Now, surgeon may say, I want to specialize in cosmetic surgery. So now he goes to school to learn about what? Doing cosmetic surgery. Why? Because I need this help to be a help. You got to learn what you're going to need in order to be a help. Going to school, preparing yourself, college, you got to know it. You got to watch this. You got to know what help you need to get to be a help. Whenever you have a job, you're always going to know, need to know, what help do you need to be a help? If you're a cook, come on, what do you need to know? I need to know how to be a cook, or even a better cook, or what kind of food you want to cook. But you got to know, because you got to know what you need to be in order to be a help. Now, write down, number 10, write a clear picture of your vision. What vision do you have for you? What is it that you want to be? What is it what you want to have? What is it? And what does you want to be? I don't know if I have that information in this book. But if you look at, if you decide to get my other book, Receive Ability, it has graphs and it has pages in there where you can actually do that. Write a clear vision, a clear picture of your vision. Your short-term goals, your long-term goals, your medium-term goals. Short-term goals to be in a year. Where you want to be in a year from where you are now. Medium-term goals, where you want to be in 5 years compared to where you are now. Long-term goals, where you want to be in 10 years compared to where you are now. And you see, watch this, those are measuring sticks. The measuring sticks that you need to what? Have a clear picture. When you're traveling down the road, especially interstate, there's something that pops up quite often. And it's a mile marker. The mile marker does two things. Let you know how far you go and let you know how far you gotta go. Come on. It's a marker just let you know where you are. And you see, that's what you do when you set goals or you have um, when you have markers. Okay, you set a goal for where you want to be, and you can look at that. And as you set those goals, you got a 1 month goal, 3 month goal, 6 month goal, and 12 month goal. You can look at that and tell where you are. What have I done this month to be where I want to be? Watch this. At the end of the year, or 5 years from now, 10 years from now, am I ahead of where I need to be, or I'm behind what I need to be? What you got to do? It's a place where you can check on what you want to be. All right. Number 11. You must have a clear picture of a clear picture to share with your team to know your purpose, goals. In other words, if you have someone who's going to work with you, your purpose, your goal, your plan, you share with them. Because sometimes other people can help you keep a clear vision, a clear picture of what you're doing. And they can help you stay on track. Okay? They help you stay on track. Number 12. You must have a clear picture. You must have a clear picture of where you are, of where you are in the process. Where are you in the process of what you're doing? Where are you in the process of what you're doing? Where are you in the process of your life? You have a clear picture of where you are. Are you where you want to be? And if not, why not? Yeah. Come on. Are you in a place you want to be going to? Are you in position to go to the place you want to go? You have to check that with you. All right? Those are 12 clear picture thinking things that you can do to help you have a clear picture of what you want to do and what you want to go. All right? James Allen said this is, I think this is a good quote by James Allen. I have a couple more. James Allen said, you are today where your thoughts have brought you. You will be tomorrow where your thoughts take you. You will be today. That's it. You are today of your thoughts. You are today of the thoughts that brought you. You are today of the thoughts that brought you. You will be tomorrow where your thoughts take you. Your thoughts are going to take you to a place. Watch this. Abraham Lincoln said, always bear in mind, your own resolution is succeed. Let me start over. Always bear in mind that's your own resolution to succeed. And almost as important than any other one thing. He said that's important. What is in it? One thing. And leaving Kate Kirsten, he said, the future is simply infinite possibility waiting to happen. What is waiting on is a human imagination to crystallize the process. It's your imagination that will determine the crystallizing of the process. Amen. Your imagination, the thoughts, how you want to use it, that's going to crystallize the process. Thank you, but I hope you got a great deal out of the crystallization of the process. Okay? The crystallization of the process of having clear picture thinking. And I leave you with Matthew 8:13. Go, let it be done. For as you have believed. Matthew 8:13. Go, let it be done for you as you have believed.